Hello everybody, welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and I want to talk about these gateway energies. I'm going to try and explain how to harness these energies a little bit easier, especially for the Twin Flame Collective. We hear about these gateways all the time. We are in the Lionsgate 8-8 portal. All eclipses, solstices, gateways, 11:11 are all energetic portals on the spiritual journey. And so there's usually a lot of talk, a lot of hype, a lot of buildup when it comes to these portal gateways, especially on the spiritual journey and especially in the twin flame community. And so I want to talk about these energies because we get so pumped, we get so excited, we think what a magical day, something magical is going to happen on this exact portal date, and that's not always the case. So it's really hard to explain kind of what's going on when it comes to these portals. They are very special times without a doubt, and we do need to pay special attention to them. But like, I think so many are like, what is happening at this gateway? What really happens during a gateway? Is it really beneficial? And so like, what really happens on these gateway portals, right? So we kind of got to note not just what's happening on the exact day of the portal, but what's leading up to the portal, about a week before, what's happening after the portal, about a week after, because a lot of these shifts happen in the spiritual realms, in the invisible realms, right? A lot of these energy shifts, we really don't see them. It's like universal energy, right? And if you're very much in tune with the journey and your emotional body, you're going to be feeling these intense energies, and you're going to be feeling things integrating and synthesizing. And so not everything is in physical, solid manifestation when it comes to these portal gateways. And so it's a lot of these energetic substances kind of raising in vibration when it comes to creating new impressions, right? Bring them into the physical, into the solid, right? And so these gateways start to shift vibrations, right? And so we get these incoming light codes that activate awakenings to raise vibrations. And so what this creates is like an energy frequency shift, like an upgrade. And to get upgraded, things kind of got to get stirred, kind of got to get shaken up a little bit. And so when we have these gateways, it's always kind of to push us into these higher vibrations, these higher states of consciousness, so we can go beyond the 3D body, right? We can activate states of elation, states of bliss, ascension, and our rainbow light body. And so with all of these upgrades comes some challenges. And so as much as we hype up these portals, it can be a very uncomfortable time as we shift our cosmic frequencies and we shift our personal internal vibration, which is really what's happening, right? And so all of these activations stir up a lot of heaviness, a lot of sadness, a lot of old stuckness, all of this dense energy inside of us, inside our chakra pathway, our etheric body, our emotional body. And it all comes to the surface for this huge purging, this huge releasing. And so it's all going to depend on how much heaviness you're carrying, how much limitation you've created in your life, how many negative beliefs need to be uprooted, and all of these past hurts that need to be faced, and so on, right? All of this gunked up stuff in our system is being activated, and so it might be heavier if you have more negativity, more stuckness gunked up in you. And so the purging that kind of takes place is going to be all dependent on what's already been cleared, right? And so each portal gateway along the journey, more clearing takes place. And so for me, if I go back like 3.5 years ago, 3 years ago on Lionsgate, the purging was very heavy, very intense. And so each portal gateway, it's another layer, another purging. And so it's not always this hyped up magical time, right? Because all of these new light codes are coming in, and when we download these light codes, we have to kind of recrystallize our DNA, which will often feel like full body spiritual chills. And then we got to work to clear all of this old dense energy out of our system, out of our programmed, mind space in order to receive these new light codes, right? And so all of this kind of happens during gateways, and this is a very pivotal gateway, I feel, for this high, pure light energy to saturate the collective, because we are being pushed to align with unity, to align with these Christ and Sophia codes of peace, love, harmony, illumination, a lot of illumination, a lot of divine inspiration comes through at these times when it comes to removing the old. So I know for me, this Lionsgate, it's not been so much an emotional purge, although some triggers have been coming up. It's been more of like a physical purge, like cleaning out my closet, going room to room. It's like this deep clean, this deep purge, releasing anything that I've outgrown, anything that I don't use, anything that is not of value, removing it from the space in my home and all of that stuff. And so it is like this huge clearing. And so when we're in these gateway portals, we're kind of being pushed to receive the light and clear out the old at the same time. And so it can feel really, really intense. So if we're all gunked up full of baggage that we've not wanted to look at, that we've repressed and stuffed down, then we don't really have a lot of room in our spiritual body to receive these new light codes. And so these shifts can come in, creating massive upheaval and purging that doesn't really feel like it's benefiting us too. And so we're in this time of accelerated ascension. We're accelerating these higher twin flame template timelines, I feel. And there's an accelerated clearing when it comes to these divine counterpart unions taking place. And so you might find like a deeper layer of activation of your soul gifts at this time being made manifest. Many people might be coming into bringing that third eye chakra online for the first time, which can be very traumatic to have the third eye awaken unexpectedly. Or, you know, I do feel for the counterparts, this amplifies the telepathy, the energy exchange between the twins as like this kundalini rising is clearing and stuff. And so it can really alter our states of reality as all of these veils of illusion are lifted rapidly, basically for our well-being, right? So we can stop living in states of illusion. But we also kind of have to clear so we can anchor in love, right? And we can't anchor in love in our own life or in this connection without clearing the old baggage that keeps us separate from uniting in love in the heart. And so I feel a lot of heart purging takes place with a lot of these gateways. And so a lot in the collective are recently coming back up online when it comes to these new high frequency timelines. And this is an accelerated part of the journey for sure this year. And so, you know, we don't want to miss out on the huge potential, but it really is a conscious awareness of working with these energies, understanding what works, what doesn't work, what are we participating in, what do we need to walk away from, and taking those guided steps, right? And so a lot of people, you know, just wait for this magical opportunity and they're not doing the integration work. They're really not doing the soul work or the expansion work. And so we kind of miss out on the fullest potential of these portals if we're not consciously aware of this process. And this is why I kind of talk about the astrology every day, so we can be aware of the energies in the process and how it can affect us individually. And so, you know, although it's like this excited time, it can be like a very low energy after the portal if this beautiful magical happening didn't take place. And so it can be states of bliss and then states of complete utter downfall. And so that's where if nothing really changes dramatically outwardly, it can feel like you've missed out on this gateway. And so we're not really missing out on anything, but it might mean take a look deeper as to which steps have you been spiritually bypassing. And so when we use this energy wisely, we can tap into our power, our full authoritative power, and we can step into these higher states. But we do have to shift our inner state too, right? Our life outwardly has to shift with these inner states that are kind of accelerating. And so all of these timeline shiftings kind of take place, right? Things kind of get moved around, Tetrised around, and reconfigured during these gateways to make the most of it. So, you know, the best way to make the most of these portals is to be consciously aware. When those old triggers show up, when that old negative cycle shows up, understand why it's happening so it can be released. And then you can shift back into the higher energy, right? And so it's like a gift, it's like a lesson to move you higher up the ascension ladder, higher up Jacob's ladder. And so, but this can only happen with our conscious cooperation, our conscious willingness to participate in the ascension journey, right? And what we resist is going to keep persisting. And so we have huge opportunities to clear these old density blocks, but they have to kind of be brought to the surface, as uncomfortable as it is. That's key to getting the most out of these gateways, is not stuffing it down again, allowing it to surface to be released. And we can't just keep hoping things will go away, not talking about it, stuffing it down, because things might settle, but it's going to be the same cycle showing up over and over and over again until it kind of gets released. And so we have to do this consciously. It cannot happen unless we consciously choose to release this. And so this is where we kind of are asked to honor our truth. And that can be a bitter pill to swallow, because truth is a very hard pill to swallow sometimes. And so we have our truth deep within. We all have our own truth. And we are all capable of having deep soul love, whether it's with your twin flame or with a soulmate. We are all capable of manifesting that union energy. So it is about believing in it, right? Anchoring in your truth that you are worthy of divine reciprocal love. And if you don't believe, then it's kind of hard for this magic to kind of be made manifest, right? Because if you don't believe, then at the core, you've got a rooted belief that keeps deflecting love coming your way. And this is due to all of these inner blocks, all of these fears, all of these negative belief patterns that we've absorbed likely in childhood from our parents, from our teachers, from growing up. And so if we cannot receive love, then how can we, you know, make the most out of these shifts that are available? And so it's a lesson in receiving. And so this is why I'm so adamant about going within and cutting any karmic attachments or any cords during these portals, because any outside noise can affect your current energies, whether it be negative or positive. Or if somebody's coming to see you or talk to you and dump all their past hurts on you, it could create a block, right? Because then you're not available for yourself to do the work for these shifts, right? And so we got to be open. And I feel all of these planetary energies are really breaking us all open to our fullest potential right now. We can step into that new chapter at any given moment. We can step in to this new state of peace and release this chaotic way of living that society has been living in for generations. But we have to accept this frequency shift, right? We have to be willing to do the purge. And so it's like a huge check-in with your soul. It's like a check-in with the progress that you've made. And I keep hearing them say the third harvest. And so you think it takes time to heal. 3 is the Empress. It takes time to transmute and to do this work consciously, to work with these energies, to work with these portals, and to tap into our highest potential. It is a process, right? It is a spiral. And you're going to know if you're fully tapped into your soul's power on your journey, because you're going to feel anchored in unity and love and this state of non-judgment. And so it's like this spiritual check-in, right? Your guides are kind of like checking in with you to see how much of your true benevolent strength are you using? How much of your soul's power, your soul's gift are you actually harnessing? And so it's about goal setting, right? These portals are about goal setting. And so when we goal set, does it come easily, right? I can be on point some weeks and I manifest just like that. And then other weeks there's gunked up stuff, right? Do you experience love and harmony? Are you living in a state of love and harmony in your physical reality, right? Because you kind of got to be living in that state to draw that in, right? You have to be what it is that you are seeking. And so, what are you doing when it comes to your love life is another question during these portals. Are you living abundantly? Are you being rewarded abundantly? And if you're struggling financially, then I think it's a matter of reevaluating your one-on-one relationships. Because if there's a money block, there's something there that is not aligned, right? And so a lot of these portals bring this deep sense of energized energy, like Energizer Bunny. And it can bring forward this full passion for life again. But if you're not willing to act on the divine inspiration that you receive, the guidance that you receive, the ideas that you receive when it comes to taking the next steps towards your ideal or the ideal reality you want, then no, you're not going to get the most of these portal gateways, right? If you're not ready to take those steps, then that's a clear sign too that you're still in these lower grid timelines and 3D human timelines, playing into all of this programmed baggage. And then your soul's light cannot be fully expressed, right? So are you living in your truth? So I think that's kind of what we're being asked to do, because a lot of us get so caught up in this wishful thinking, romanticizing these connections. And, you know, that's really toxic, right? Toxic positivity. We can't keep spiritually bypassing. This is not a romanticized journey by any means, right? We deal with many hidden enemies of self and shadow parts of who we are. And we got to go into all of that, and we can't bypass that part of the journey, right? And so a lot of these portals bring like this shock energy, this shake up in order to break us free from our old timeline circles to start manifesting spiritual circles, right? And so all of these shock tactics, you know, come in, and it creates this deep sense of wishful thinking. And, you know, if you follow, I'm working. If you follow on social media, you know, they speak of all these blissful connections. No, Savannah. No. All these blissful connections, and they make this out to be a fairy tale, and it's really not like that. And so we are here to come together in love. We are a huge collective, right? It's not just one-on-one. It is a whole collective that we are here to magically ground this blissful energy. So I don't want you to get frustrated. I don't want you to get upset if it's 8-8 Lionsgate and nothing magical happens, or on any other gateway that I say there's a gateway portal. It doesn't mean something's going to happen right then and there, like this big romantic, you know, delusion gets shattered, right? And so, and those of us that have been on the journey for a while, we've known this, we've gone through this, these triggers of these magical portal gateways, and nothing changes, and then you kind of feel like you're hitting that rock bottom again, and you got to start all over again, right? So that's like a skewed perception of the journey, of the union journey. And so like it's usually not how things work with these gateway portals. It's an opportunity to shift the energies and to do the work, but we have to be consciously willing to do the work, right? And so all of these transits are great, but if we don't put in the effort and we don't do our part, then it really isn't going to benefit you, right? So the real magic with these portals is knowing that it is all about reaching a state of inner alignment. And so when we are in alignment with our truth, with love, with unity, that's when anything can happen any day of the year. You don't need a magical portal for that. So when we're misaligned, you know, anything can happen in that energy too. And so we can't just wish things to go away. We can't just wish things to appear and be coming from a place of like unconscious alignment. So, you know, we do have to set our mind's intentions for what it is we really want. That's what the universe is asking us. What do you really want from me? And so we have to tell the universe exactly what it is that we want. And so many of us get set up for disappointment. Many spirals over on the journey because we're always focused on this destination, right? Destination arrival, and we never really arrive anywhere. We're always transforming layer by layer. And so we can't fake being in alignment either, right? You're just going to know when you're in the flow, and we can't wait for somebody outside of us to fix us or to arrive or to save you, because help may never come and arrive to save you. I remember at the beginning stage of the Dark Night of the Soul, I was waiting for my counterpart to come and rescue me, and nobody came to save me. I had to pick myself up off of the floor, off of rock bottom, and do the hard work to make these changes happen, right? You got to participate in the transformation journey. And so I do feel moving forward with the channel, I want to do a lot more videos focused on the inner work that we do, how to work with these cosmic energies, so you can figure out what your spiritual team is asking you to do for your own journey, because I want people to get the most healing out of what content I put out there. And so we always have to be an active part of our spiritual journey. We just can't pray and hope and sit on our ass and eat bonbons and watch soap operas every day, right? The real magic happens when we harness it and we step into our truth and our inner state of wholeness and our inner state of alignment, and that's when everything can shift on the outside. And so I just wanted to chit chat about that a little bit today. I know we do have that full moon in Aquarius tomorrow. I'm gonna work on that message for you all next. I'm hoping to have it released nice and early. Yes, tomorrow we are headed to the trailer. So there will be a weekend check-in pre-recorded and posted for you all Friday morning, and I will be back next Monday for the forecast. But if you would like to get booked in for a reading, I am pretty much almost all booked up now for the month of August. You'd likely be looking at September, so if you'd like to book that in, I suggest shooting me an email, checking out that description box below so we can get you booked in September, because spaces have been filling up like crazy fast recently. And that's what I got, guys. I hope you all have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Thank you.